Good morning, friends. Thank you. Welcome back. I haven't seen you. Where were you? Welcome, friends over the rainbow. If you can hear us and see us, you're really welcome. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so you know the drill. Let's begin by generating some intentions towards enlightenment. Until I have reached full awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By means of beneficial actions such as generosity, may I attain enlightenment in order to benefit beings. Until I have reached full awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By means of beneficial actions such as generosity, may I attain enlightenment in order to benefit beings. Until I have reached full awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By means of beneficial actions such as generosity, may I attain enlightenment in order to benefit beings. May all beings find happiness and the cause of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the cause of suffering. May they not be separated from the perfect happiness that is free from suffering. May they abide in great equanimity, free from attachment and aversion to those near and far. May all beings find happiness and the cause of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the cause of suffering. May they not be separated from the perfect happiness that is free from suffering. May they abide in great equanimity, free from attachment and aversion to those near and far. May all beings find happiness and the cause of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the cause of suffering. May they not be separated from the perfect happiness that is free from suffering. May they abide in great equanimity, free from attachment and aversion to those near and far. Well, let's take a moment to make sure we're here. Whatever we've been doing so far, we let it fade away into the past. What we might have to do in the future, we leave it on hold for now. And we fully come to appreciate the freedom and the leisure that are ours in this moment. Our body, our breath, our mind are happily working together. And this is a source of great rejoicing. Now that we have made sure we're here, let's have a little look at our posture, the way our body sits. There's a direct connection between the mind and the body, so the posture is very important. First, we notice the contact with the earth and the stability we gain through this. I think it's a good moment to have a thought of gratitude for the earth and how she provides us with everything we need. The first thing being the support. Now we're grounded, we're stable. Our hands maybe resting, palms down on our thighs, or in the meditation gesture, the right hand in the left, both resting in the lap. Our shoulders are slightly outstretched, and our back is straight without unnecessary tensions. And we feel the Maybe we notice at this point somewhat a tension in our belly. And as we breathe in and out, we just drop it, drop whatever tension there is, until we find a center of gravity of our body, which is slightly below the navel. Our chin is slightly tucked in, so the head is in the natural line with the spine. Our mouth is relaxed, maybe in a half smile. And the tongue is lightly touching the palate. Our gaze is directed straight ahead, slightly downward, eyes half closed, in a soft and open vision of what is directly in front of us. Now, if you feel like closing your eyes because that is more comfortable, please feel free to do so. Now the breath, it comes and goes naturally, and we don't need to alter it. We just let it be. Sometimes it's deep, sometimes shallow, and sometimes it's fast, and sometimes it's slow. We just notice it. Breath will be a very good reference point towards which we can come back when we notice that we've been drifting away, following thoughts regarding the past or the future, or concern we may have. We come back to this movement of the breath, and we follow the breath coming in, going out very softly. Now, thoughts and sense perception will arise. Mind is a cognitive quality, and so cognizant quality, so of course we perceive. Thoughts are not our enemies, and we don't need to suppress them violently, trying to reach a thoughtless state of mind, which is just artificial conception of what meditation should be. Just let the movement of thoughts and sense perceptions arise and disappear as they please. They are not a problem. There are a lot of them, or the scarcity of them is not a sign of flow or quality in your meditation. Now, this being said, we don't have to follow them. We don't have to play with them. We don't have to fight with them. Basically, we give our mind a break. We just let it be. We notice the thought and the sense perception arising, and we notice when it disappears. They are like birds passing through the sky. Your mind is the sky, and the mind, like a sky, allows the birds and the clouds to drift by. There is no problem. There is no conflict. But as soon as you want to organize the birds and the clouds, then your mind becomes very tense and quickly exhausted. We don't need to do that. We just let the mind be, and the thoughts and the sense perception be. And now and then, of course, we'll be mesmerized and we'll drift away. As soon as we notice it, far from scolding ourselves, we simply disengage. We just open our hands and we let it be. Maybe we come back to the breath for a while to find our composure, find our balance, and let the mind abide in its true nature, which is open and luminous and cognizant, in the most natural way for as long as it stays. Then repeat. Feel free to stretch or move a bit if you need. Once I dreamt that I parked my car wrongly, and then I woke up. And it took me about like 15 minutes to realize that I don't have to park my car properly because it was just a dream. But still, the impression from the dream was so strong that in the first moment of the wake state, I still felt concerned about the ticket, my car being towed, or all these things that actually were only true with regard of the delusional state of dream. And so now when you greeted me this morning and said like welcome back, That's why I said to you, welcome back too, because my mind was experiencing other places, and now I experience this place. It's like the dream of you come back to me. So welcome back to my dream. And traveling was very interesting, especially being in Europe, where you drive like 100 miles and you're in a different world, in a different culture with a different language and different food. And in a way, I've never really experienced that before. Being a European, it was sort of like that was my regular reality. And now going back as a, I don't know, a wanderer, I noticed that it's kind of strange. I'm here and I'm talking to these people, and they have this sort of mindset, and they have this culture, and they have this concert, and then I just drive 100 miles, and I'm with different people, with different language and different concern and different culture, and of course across Europe, sort of like European concerns, but experience experienced differently from each country, the window that they look at things from, their vantage point. So it was kind of a very interesting um, drifting in what uh, the Japanese culture called the floating world. Uh, Drifting, the floating world, drifting, but not drifting in the sense of I'm being lost. Uh, what's the line says? Not all those who wander are lost. It was more like an exploration and receiving this, and it really helped me to see how much I fixate things. I fixed things into a certain definition because it seems that it brings me a sense of stability and security, where actually it's just the opposite. It's a ball and chain. It creates kind of obligations. Like I have to park my car. It might be towed. I might have a ticket. Dude, you don't have a car. Wake up. But it was a very interesting 10 minutes where I was still in the world of the dream, and I was in the, but was I in the wake world? And they were overlapping. So this traveling experience was for me the overlapping of the dream world and the wake world. I was busy traveling. You have to catch your plane on time. You have to be there for the course. You have to be with everybody who came for the course from like 7 in the morning till 10 at night, and being really, really present and dedicated. And I realized it was a lot of words and a lot of hours because, as I mentioned this morning, after finishing the course in northern Italy, I realized that this had been 24 sessions of an hour and a half of talk. So like, that's a lot of words. And but all of this just disappears as it has been, as it arose, as it manifested. And so I would really love to keep this experience of how everything is just a dreamlike, in a sense that it comes and goes, it's always in change, always in flux, it's interconnection, it's old memories and old habits that come with new encounters, new people, old habits, and how we recreate. This world is a constant recreation. That's why I guess I receive so regularly mails from recreation.gov. It's a reminder, like, you're traveling and you might want to visit this park. It's a recreation. And coming back home, see, even the word saying home for me is kind of like, ooh, be careful because you're solidifying something. Coming back here, I could see sort of the frame that was waiting for me to fit in, the box that was waiting for me to fit in. And the box and the frame doesn't belong this place. It belongs to me and the habits and this dream. And so I have to remain very awake so that I can use the structure when they are useful and not waste time maintaining old ghosts, and be in the movement and be in the transformation, and be with what happens with two key things: discernment, intelligence, and benevolence, which is the enlightened mind attitude, bodhicitta. So the only thing that really sticks with me is embrace the situation as it is with discernment. That means to really see it clearly, and see also the veneer of my own projection, my own habitual fixation, dualistic fixations that I apply or tend to apply to it, and free myself from that, free the situation from these old habits and tendencies. And so I found it easy when traveling because everything was fresh and new, and I didn't really have habit stock, in my mind, how to deal with things. Even if, I've been traveling to these places for like, I don't know, 40 some years and met these people, but are they the same people? They look much older to me. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that the fact that this experience of a floating, a flux, reorganization that you dance with discernment, intelligence, and tenderness, love, kindness, benevolence, without falling or becoming the prey of my habitual fixations. And I noticed that when coming back here, I have this, ready-made kit of habits, and I have to keep working with this to free myself so that I can be free in every new um, situation, because it's always new. It's always new. It's old because we've been through this in a different shape or form so many times, but it's very new because it never happened like this. I've never been like this. You've never been like this. We've never been like this. And we are not anymore like we were just when I said it 2 seconds ago. Okay? The only constant thing is my dog. Sit. Yes. Not even sure. I noticed that he's getting older. He get a little bit of white whiskers. Yeah, we're talking about you, huh? So I think it very liberating because a lot of our suffering comes from what we think is the root of our security. We need to fix things. We need to define things. We need to be prepared. We need to have a life insurance. We need to have lots of insurance of any kind. Um, and this is so heavy, such a heavy maintenance, that actually it creates more stress and more exhaustion than it actually brings security. The only security I believe is the security of a mind that knows itself and can be free and dancing in every situation with intelligence and benevolence. And that's truly what I want to cultivate. All the rest is just, as we say in French, it's just a band-aid on a wooden leg. It's totally useless. Okay, so yeah, let's enjoy that for a little bit more. The free flowing, be present, mindful, but don't overdo the mindfulness thing. Just be present, notice, and then your heart opens because there is no concern, so the natural benevolence of your heart can shine. because you're not worried. You're peaceful thereby. Enjoy. To conclude, let's share the beauty and the quality of this morning we spent together. Through this merit, may I attain true omniscience. Then, having overcome all harmful, destructive forces, may I liberate sentient beings from the ocean of existence and its turbulent waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death. May the most precious mind of awakening that has not yet dawned now rise. Once arisen, may it never decline. May it continue to increase evermore. Thank you all very much. Thank you, friends from over the rainbow. Wish you a good Sunday and see you sometime, somewhere.